I want to tell you a story, a true story. All my stories are true. Believe me, I don't have to make up stories. When you hear these true stories, they're so crazy and they're so out there that you don't need to make stuff up. You don't need to exaggerate. So there was a story that happened here in TP. There was a mother that really, really did TP for her daughter. The daughter was extremely suicidal, extremely triggered, extremely traumatized, and many times tried to kill herself, and many times put her life in danger, and got thrown out of many rehabs and psych wards, and her life was truly in danger. And the parents came to me for advice, and they started doing the program, and they became really, really close in a deep, deep way, what I call nafshay kshura b'nafshay, NKN. Their NKN, their soul level connection was so deep, especially with the mother. And as much as we can love our kids, though, if they, God forbid, have physical cancer, they still have to fight that battle. And if they have trauma and abuse and depression and suicidal thoughts, they still have that machwa. And came to one day that this girl decided to kill herself again. She went online to Facebook. In those days, it was more popular. And she said goodbye to the world, which is a terrible sign. And then we merited 3 miracles. She started to take pills, swallow her pills with her water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. First miracle, she had only a small glass and she ran out of water. If she would have had a big pitcher or a big glass, she would be dead today. She went to refill her water. Miracle number 2, for some reason, she took her phone with her. Why do you take your phone with you while you're in the middle of killing yourself? That's like somebody jumps off a building and on the way down, he hears, and he goes, hello, on the way down. Who does that? Why would she take her phone with her on the way in the middle of killing herself? But she did. She filled up the cup, 11, 12, 13, 14. Finally, she hears the phone. She looks at it, and at that moment, she saw the picture of the person who was calling, and it was her mother. She could have looked at it and said, like many kids think, they'll be better off without me. Some kids tell me, okay, I know they'll cry for 7 days, but they'll get on, they'll move on with their lives. They're better off without me. Rahman al-Islam. God forbid that any human being should feel that way. Even animals should not feel that way. That they're not needed and nobody cares about them. She looked at it, but she saw her mother. And she saw that picture of her mother with her arm around her. And she saw this woman and she said, I can't kill myself. I can't do it to her. She'll never get over me. She picked up, Ma, call Hatzalah. I just tried to overdose. And instead of finishing the job, Hatzalah came and pumped her stomach, and she's alive today because Dmus Diuknoi Shel Imai, Shel Ima. She saw the image of her mother. All the things that you're doing, sometimes you feel like, what can we do? It's not, we're not getting through. We can't save them. What you're accomplishing is when they see your face, when they think of you, are they going to think they're better off without me, or they think they're never going to get over me? And that's your job. And when you can't do more than that, you say, Imai anoichi b'tzara, with an aleph. Mommy is with you, and Daddy, Aviv. Imai, we are with you in your tzara. We don't have answers for you, but you're not alone. And that message of you're not alone is critical and crucial and can be the difference between life and death. So even when you think that maybe you're not getting through, your kids know that you're never going to get over them and that they're wanted and that they're needed. I always tell parents, they don't need to go to Utah. They need you. They need parents. Like the story I always say over, true story, all my stories are true. of this father that came to the training, and then afterwards he came to me that first Monday night and he said, Avi, I gave my daughter an iPhone. I said, no, you gave your daughter a daddy. They need somebody to provide for them. And when we say, oh, I don't provide this, then they feel all alone. And they find somebody else to provide for them. And then they're beholden to that guy, to that jerk, instead of you providing, and then they feel connected to you. He started crying. He said, you're so right. You have no idea how right you are. My daughter, in her contact list in her phone, had me listed under as Satan. Satan. Can you imagine this? This is how she had her father's name, a man who would die for her. You all die for your kids. But she felt so much pain from him, she had him as Satan. And after she got the iPhone, she changed it to daddy. You're not giving your child an iPhone. You're giving your child a daddy. You're not giving them medicine. Sometimes you don't know how to heal them. You're giving them a mommy and a tati, an abba, a daddy, and you're saying, we are with you. You are not alone. You think only our kids need it? We need it too. When someone tells you, I don't know, I see you going through something terrible. I don't know what to say, but I just want you to know you're not alone. It's the greatest CHIZUK in the world. Genius. Stupid people try to give you advice that's unsolicited and stupid, and all kinds of criticism. The smart man just says, I'm with you. I am with you. That's the way smart people talk. I'm here with you. You tell me what you need from me. I am with you. And that's the message that everybody needs. But not just us. Guess what? One of the superheroes of our religion is Yosef HaTzadik. Yosef was thrown and sold and all alone in this whole world. And the Medrash says that the challenge that he had, the Nisayon, was greater than him. He couldn't do it. Our kids out there, once you're on drugs, forget about how you end up there, depressed and on drugs. How do you get back? Forget about now the Mechalei Shabbos. How do you have the strength to become a Shomer Shabbos? How do you make changes? We're all trying to make changes. Did anybody grow 30% this year? How do we expect them to come back? And they do. Many of them do. Where do they get the strength from? Yosef HaTzadik, it says, the Medrash says, the challenge was greater than him. He was going to sin. It was a done deal. He could not withstand this challenge, period. So how did he do it? Because it says in the Siva Shalom that when they told Yaakov Avinu, your son Yosef is dead, what does it say? Vayima'en. He refused. How many of you parents, you're well-meaning neighbors, and people say, you had 8 kids, now you'll have 7 kids. You should be dead to you. Vayima'en. No, I refuse to give up on Yosef. I refuse to give up on my kid. I'm never going to give up on Chani or Miriam or Moshe. Vayima'en, that's a father. I don't care what they tell me. I'm not giving up on my kid. The next chapter, it says that he had the biggest nisayon of his life. Vayima'en, same word. He refused. It says the Nesiv Shalom, the power to refuse this nisayon that was greater than him came from the fact that he had a father far away that refused to give up on him. When you don't give up on your child, you infuse them with a supernatural koyach elyon that they're not going to give up. Vayima'en, because Vayima'en. Yosef had somehow the strength to refuse something greater than him because his father refused something greater than him. The facts of life, proof is on the table, nothing will be of him, it's over, give up on him, it's not worth your time, it's not worth your effort, it's not worth your money. It makes very logical sense if this is a business deal. I think you shouldn't sell this product to this company because you're losing money every year. I think, comes in the business consultant, you should fire the second bookkeeper. It's not worth it for you to keep her here. Very logical. But my child? I refuse to listen to logic. I refuse to, you tell me whatever you want. You could tell me anything you want. Vayimayin, I'm going to refuse to listen. I'm not giving up on my kid, and only a father can do that. Yaakov was a father, v'aviv, shamar asadavar. Why did it say v'Yaakov, shamar asadavar? I just thought of this now. The Yisrael, because he wasn't Yisrael, the Rosh Hashiva, he was aviv. If you're aviv, you could be shamar asadavar. Can I get a haskama on that part? The Aviv Shamar Asadavar. Wow, thank you, Hashem. You just let me think of that. Says the Nesiv Shalom. But how? How? By your mind, but how? See, this is very simple. We all know that it says that when the Nisayan happened, he looked and he saw the Mustyuk Naishal Aviv. He saw the face of his father. Says the Nesiv Shalom. What did he think when he saw his father's face? He hates me. He said, you'll never amount to anything. I'm embarrassed of you. You with your hair, with the funny hair. What are you doing? Why can't you act like everybody else? Why are you different than your brothers? Why are you so creative? What are you doing? I'm embarrassed of you. No, he would have been gone. He saw the Mustikne Shel Aviv and he connected to his father. He saw the face of a man that would not give up on me. He saw the face of a father that says, I don't care what they tell me. They show me blood. They show me I don't care. I'm not giving up on you. Like the parents here, like all of you, you're not giving up no matter what they tell you. And therefore, his kasher im aviv, he connected to his father emotionally, because that's where is this fight, by the way? It's not a physical fight. It's all in here. They're emotionally drained. They're emotionally low. And when you can connect to the child, his kasher im aviv, he connected to his father, says the Nesiv Shalom, Vishuv lehaya yachid. He was no longer alone. 2 against 1. You go outside and there's a guy with a knife, you're dead. But me and you together, we're stronger. And the sign was stronger than Yosef. But Yosef and Yaakov, Shuv lehaya yachid. The whole challenge we have with our kids, it's not physical. The whole challenge we have with our kids is emotional, mental. And when they can see your face and feel connected to you, and they could feel your love, and they feel that I'm not going to give up on my kid, Shuv lehaya yachid. Imay anoichi b'tzara. Imay with an aleph. Your mother is with you. Aviv b'tzara. We are with you. And we're never, ever going to let go of you. Listen to this thought I had. If somebody says it in a sefer, please let me know, because I thought of it myself. Hashem tells us, Imay anoichi b'tzara, I am with you in your pain. I would say, a little bit chutzpahdik, God, I don't need you in my pain. Take away my pain. Why are you telling me you're hurting me and I'm in your pain? Tipmanish kantoivis, you are the king, you could take away my pain. What's the answer? Sometimes God cannot take away our pain, because he needs us to have it as a kapara, for our benefit, learning experience, for whatever reason, a tikkun for a gilgul. We don't know why, but sometimes we need to have pain. And Hashem is crying for us because he says, like you just said about your kid, I want to take away his pain and I can't. I don't know how to reach him. There's nothing I can do to heal him, his depression, his drugs, his anxiety, his trauma, his abuse. I'm not a traumatologist. What am I supposed to do? I'm just a father. You're just a father? Do what God does. When he can't take away our pain, he says that I can be with you in your pain. Basher for you to have such pain, but it's not basher for you to be alone. Says the Nesiv Shalom, Hashem elikecha imcha loy chasarta davar. God is with you, you're not missing anything. That's the pasuk. He says, Pshat, Hashem elikecha imcha. If you are margish, if you feel in your heart that God is with you, loy chasarta davar, you're not going to be missing anything. You don't need anything you don't have, because you have Hashem. You feel that you're in the shelter of his wings. Hashem tzilcha. Hashem is protecting you. You could have Rachmana litzlan yana machla. You could have Rachmana litzlan, the worst tsaris in the world. But if you are connected to Hashem, you can be in a gas chamber and you could be dancing. We saw people that did that because they knew ki imcha mikar chayim. When I'm with Hashem, I am attached to the fountain of life. Mikar chayim, the root and the source and the wellspring of life, as long as I feel that I'm by Hashem. And guess what? The same koyach that we understand, that God is so great, and if I can connect to Him in my pain, that does a lot for me, that I'm not alone. Your children are children. They're little compared to you. They look up at you like you're godly. You have such power over your kids. You know that because if you say the slightest thing negative, they fall apart and want to die. Because you have so much power. You're not just two middle-aged people that have a comment. When you go, tisk, tisk, meh, make a little thing, you see they crumble. You have so much, you're so in them. Because you're so big to them. You're giants to them. So the same thing happens. You tell them, I know that you're going through so much pain, but I want you to know that you are not alone. And you will never be alone. We will never, ever abandon you. Not me, not mommy. He won't feel alone. He's not just going to have one father. He's going to have a team of three, a mommy and a tati. And you're going to be there with him. And that's going to give him the koyach elyon, the supernatural koyach, to be oimid ben asayin, to be oimid from the challenges, to withstand the pain, the agony, the feeling of I want to die, I want to die, I want to die. But I have parents who are never, ever going to get over me. They're never, ever going to get past me. I got to live for them. You're infusing them with emotional koyches to fight all of their battles. You're keeping them alive. Many times, you don't even realize how close they are. And you are the respirators, keeping them alive. And don't throw that away. People expect parents to throw away all of this. You have to set rules and boundaries that don't work and don't enable very nice concepts. So they take the only thing that you can do of being there with you in your place and not judging you and not looking down at you and not making you feel worse about yourself. And they disconnect that because some logical stupidity that doesn't work. You're not doing that. You're focusing on your job, on your tafkid, on the only tafkid you have. We're with you. We don't look down at you. We never will look down at you. We accept you. We support you. We trust you. And we will always be with you. That is unconditional. I'm never going to let go of you. We're never going to stop believing in you. And one day you're going to get that letter. The letter that all these kids, when they got married, wrote their parents, and that even parents get beforehand by Mother's Day or Father's Day or birthdays. You will see. They will say thank you, and they will shower you with appreciation. You were there for me when nobody else was there for me. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. They're going to look back and say, how did you do that? How did you allow me to throw that party in the house? How did you clean up after me when I did all of that mess and threw up all over, and you didn't even say a word? How did you do that? We have a father on the chat right now. I'm not going to embarrass him. He shouldn't be embarrassed. He's a hero. His son told him, I can never have children because I can never be a father like you. They're going to appreciate you and realize how much you're going out of your comfort zone. You're putting away your ego. You're putting away your everything. You're like that eagle that puts the baby eagle on her back, and she will take the arrows. You will take arrows. You walk outside with your kid, could be smoking on Shabbos, could be dressed or undressed or whatever it is, and you put your arm around them and walk, and every time somebody shoots arrows out of their eyes, you will stand in front and block those eyes, and you'll look back at them, and you'll show them. You don't look at my kid like that. You don't judge my kid like that. He's not a hefker kid. He's not alone. He has a father. He has a mother. And that gives them the power to want to live. And with God's help, and siyata d'shmaya, refuahs can come through that, like we said before.